Hello, and welcome to this episode of the Nourish and Strengthen podcast. I am super excited about this topic today because balance, productivity, things like this are something I feel is so important when it comes to balancing our life as moms, having careers, but also with our fitness and health and wellness goals. So if you feel like you are, wearing all the hats, juggling a million balls, your kids, career, and still trying to find that time for you to work on goals that help you feel like yourself again, that's what we're talking about today. Okay. So it's easy to think, when your kids are little, like, oh, when they're older, when they're teenagers, I'm going to have so much more time for yourself, right? And you do in a way, I feel like you do in a way because your kids, they don't require their bums to be wiped anymore. They don't have to actually be fed anymore. But our lives look so different that all the extra time we thought we had, oftentimes we just don't have it, right? So it doesn't mean our lives are less busy now. They're just different. We have maybe teenagers that need rides all over town all the time. They need more emotional support. They need those late night talks. They get up for school super early. And so life is just different, right? Oftentimes careers at this stage of life, they're more demanding maybe than when you were younger. And then add on top of that, our hormones and metabolisms, they're shifting. And so it can really make, if you don't have a good, strong approach with your health and fitness, it can make winging it pretty difficult. And one problem I see with women nowadays is we feel guilty prioritizing ourselves when so many other people in our lives need us, right? But the catch here is that when you do prioritize yourself, you show up better for those people who need you. When you are confident in who you are, in your clothes, in how you feel about yourself, you're going to be a better mom. You're going to be a better spouse. You're going to be a better business owner, career woman, whatever it is that you do, right? You're going to do everything better when you feel good about yourself. So the problem here that a lot of women do is that they have this like all or nothing mindset, right? You say, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to dedicate some time to myself. I'm going to work on my own goals, and you go all in. But the problem with all in is when things are not perfect, oftentimes you are all out. Okay. So it is all or nothing. And so when you try to meal prep, work out every single day, stick to really strict macros, track every single bite, often that backfires. Okay. Because oftentimes women over 40 are still just continually cutting calories, trying to move more and more and more. And this approach doesn't really work well for this stage of life for reasons we're going to talk about in just a minute. And it's going to leave you feeling frustrated, burned out, because you're not going to be able to be consistent with it, right? A couple analogies here that I like for all or nothing. One of them is, if you notice that one of your tires was slashed, would you go around and slash all the other three? Because you're like, well, I can't drive because one of my tires is slashed. I might as well slash all four of them, right? Might as well. No, that doesn't make any sense. Of course, you're going to just replace the one and keep on going. Have you heard the analogy about your phone screen being cracked? If you had a crack in your phone screen, would you smash it against a rock over and over again to completely shatter the phone screen? Because you're like, well, it already has a crack in it. Might as well shatter the whole thing. Of course not. That's silly. You either like learn to live with the crack or you get the crack fixed, right? And so often we do that same thing with our health and fitness goals. Maybe you have one cookie where one cookie is not a problem. Okay. It doesn't throw you off from your goals that much. But when you're like, well, I've already had one cookie, so I might as well have six more. That's when it can become a problem, especially over time, right? So we're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about balance, how to approach your mindset in this stage of life, and how to fit in time for you to work on your fitness goals when you also have kids, have a career, have just a lot of other stuff going on in your life, right? So we're going to talk about 4 specific shifts that are going to make this balance possible for you, okay? Number 1 has to do with your workouts. I want you to simplify your workouts. Instead of thinking, how many days could I possibly lift weights? How much cardio could I possibly do? I want you to instead think about the minimum effective dose, okay? What is the least amount of exercise I can do to stay healthy and still reach my goals, right? So many of our clients only lift weights 3 to 4 days a week for 35, 40 minutes, okay? If you can only lift weights twice a week, that's fine. Do what you feel like you can. A couple of tips here. If you can only lift weights twice a week, I would do, if you can spread them out a little bit throughout your week, I would do 2 full body lifting days, okay? If you can do 3 or 4 days, I would do an upper lower split. So you're still hitting all your muscle groups at least once a week. All right. And it doesn't take long. Okay. 35, 40 minutes. You get in there, create the hormone change we want, get out. Okay. Daily walking or movement. It's such a better, healthier approach than actual cardio sessions. It's going to fit into your lifestyle so much easier. I can't tell you how many times I have been just like working. I work from home, right? Just working, going about my day. I hop on my walking pad or I hop outside for a walk around the block or walk around my house or whatever to get more of just that daily movement. All right. So much easier for me than getting into my workout clothes, doing a sweaty cardio session, and like having an extra actual traditional workout. Okay. Think about including yoga and mobility on those recovery days. Oftentimes, people who feel like they need to work out more, they just want to do something, I found. And so if you can cut out some of that higher intensity stuff, like even the heavier lifting, and focus more on that yoga, mobility, that just daily movement, it can kind of help with that mindset piece so you don't feel like you're cutting too much out, right? And really like reframe this in your head. Drop the guilt. If you don't have time for a full workout, 15, 20 minutes, get in there and do something. It's always better than nothing. Okay. So don't think about workouts as like something you have to do or a punishment or something you're doing to earn food. I hate that mentality too. I want you to think of it as deposits into a bank of energy. The more deposits you can make into it, the better you're going to feel in the long run. Okay. Let's go on. Our next shift has to do with nutrition. And this is about flexible nutrition. So I have a couple tips here for making nutrition simpler and easier to fit into your life. Okay. Number one is think about anchor meals. Okay. So maybe your breakfast and your lunch, you're going to nail it with knowing that you have high protein, high fiber, so that your dinner can be a little more flexible. I talk to women all the time who are like, I don't want to make different meals for my kids and myself. I totally get it. I don't want you to have to do that either. That's something that's a big non-negotiable for me. I want the whole family to be eating the same foods, right? So making sure that your other meals are exactly what you need gives you a little bit more flexibility for that family dinner, right? Another idea is to think about meal templates. So maybe you have 3 to 4 easy go-to meals that you use all the time, or maybe you have 5 or 6 regular dinners that you rotate through, or maybe you have the same breakfast every day for a few weeks, same lunch every day for a few weeks. When you find something you love, don't change it up just for the sake of changing it up. That's just going to make your life harder, okay? Eat the same things until you're sick of it, okay? Add that variety in with dinner where you're feeding your family, and your family wants that variety, I assume, and have that variety there, and keep the rest of your meals super simple. Keep protein in mind. Think about protein first when eating out or with those family dinners. So just make sure you have a good hefty serving of protein, and you'll make sure that's like checked off for the day, right? And think about using a better but not perfect approach. So instead of cutting out your favorite foods, like cutting out pizza night and having a protein shake instead or whatever, think about including a serving of pizza, like one slice of pizza. And then maybe you have a salad for some micronutrients. And then maybe you have a half a protein shake to add some protein to what's already in the pizza. So it's not like, oh, I have to be perfect and have chicken and rice and broccoli for every meal. No, it's you're having pizza with your family. Instead of having 3 slices and then having dessert after and starting over tomorrow, have 1 slice of pizza, a side salad, and have a protein shake. That's going to boost your protein, boost your fiber, boost your healthy micronutrients, and have a good, well-balanced meal that you're emotionally enjoying with your family, right? A little tip for hydration. Keep a water bottle with you at all times. So at your desk, in your car, this really sets you up for success to getting enough water in, which is going to help with your hunger cues and your nutrition as well. Third little hack here. So we've got your workout, simplify your workouts is one shift. Flexible nutrition is another shift. Let's talk about mindset and boundaries. Okay. This is huge, especially when it comes to prioritizing yourself and your goals. All right. So I want you to redefine what balance means. That does not mean you have to have equal time for everything. So many people think if I want balance with my family and my career and my fitness, I have to have, the same amount of hours on each thing, right? That's not what it means. It means prioritizing what matters to you. And you might be in a stage of life where you're going to prioritize some things over others. And another stage of life might be totally different. And that is 100% okay. It is balance for what you want at this stage of life and what you want to focus on. And I want you to release that guilt. So when you are working out, meal prepping your food, or doing things that feel like they might be a little bit quote unquote selfish, like that are focused on you and your self care, don't feel guilty, because I promise your kids benefit and everyone around you benefits when you pour into yourself first. Okay. So I want you to figure out some non negotiables that are for you and for your self care and set boundaries around them. Maybe it is 2 or 3 workouts a week. Maybe it is going on a walk after dinner. Have it be something that is realistic, that you can work into your life, but that also you can be consistent with, because this is how you build that confidence in yourself, by keeping the promises you make to yourself with, okay, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z this week. It's realistic. It's my non-negotiable. I am doing this no matter what. And as you're consistent with that, you're going to realize, oh, I can do the things that I tell myself I'm going to do and be consistent with those. And you kind of build that confidence that will help you reach your goals. Okay. One other idea is learn to say yes later instead of always saying yes now. If someone asks something of you and you're busy doing something that is, something for self-care for yourself, get used to saying, yes, I would love to do that in just a little bit. People can wait for you. Okay. Other people's emergencies don't have to be your emergencies. All right. If a coworker messed up and needs you to do something right then and there, you can wait. If you're doing something for yourself, it can wait. Almost always you can say, yes, I will do that later. It doesn't always have to be now. All right. Another idea for this whole scheduling non-negotiables is treat your workouts like meetings. Schedule them in. Don't cancel on yourself. I have my workout scheduled in. I do it on the weekend. And I'm actually in a season of life where I am working out with my daughter, Aubrey. And so we look at my schedule, we look at her schedule, we choose the days we're going to go to the gym together, and I pencil them in on my calendar, and we don't miss them. Okay. They are just like a meeting with yourself. All right. So those are the 3 shifts here. Okay. 3 shifts. I think I might have said 4 before, but we've got 3 shifts that make this balance possible. Okay. So hopefully, we talked about nutrition, talked about workouts, and talked about mindset, self-care, and boundaries. All right. So I want to give a couple specific tips for if you're a busy mom, maybe you have a career, you've got other stuff going on, couple quick, like bite-sized little nugget tips. All right. Number 1, try walking meetings and calls. So when you are on a call, if you have a walking pad or if it's just on your phone and you can walk around your house, that's a great way to get more steps in. Number 2, sync your schedule with your kids' schedules. So work out while they're at practice or while they're at lessons or while they're at rehearsals or while they're at school. Number 3 is to treat your weekends as a reset. So this is where you're going to prep your food, plan your week, make sure you have everything in line to take the thinking and the guesswork out of your week, your Monday to Friday. All right. Tip number 4 is get that family buy-in and support. Tell your kids this is mom's workout time. If they grow up watching you prioritizing yourself, guess what? They're going to do that as adults too. And you want that for them, don't you? Involve them in this, walks, bike rides, even, hang out in a garage gym and let them lift with you or hang out with you while you're lifting. It can be so fun. Another one is workday movement. And so if you have back-to-back Zoom calls, in between each one, go to the bathroom, get up, walk around for 5 minutes, do a set of squats, do a little plank, do some things to get blood pumping, get yourself moving. All right. Another tip is time blocking. If you're not doing this, guys, this is huge. This is another thing you can do on the weekends to set yourself up for a good week is look at your calendar and block out times for specific things. And again, treat those workouts like a standing meeting, just like you would for your job. Okay. Simplify your meals. We kind of talked about this one, but have a few default dinners. I love to grab some things from Trader Joe's that I could easily just saute really quick, throw in the oven, throw in the microwave, whatever it is for if we're like, we have no food, we need dinner in the next 15 minutes. I'm not going to go grab takeout or something. I'm going to grab these meals that are healthy. They might not be homemade, but they're better than nothing. And we're going to cook them up real quick. Okay. We always have that on hand. Morning routine. If your evenings are a little crazy, maybe you have older kids, you don't know when they're going to be home, you don't know what your evenings are going to look like, get your workout in before the day even starts. Okay. Even if it's just, like I said before, 15, 20 minutes, a little bit is better than nothing. All right. One other tip, I got a few more here, is to pair your workouts with something that is very enjoyable for you. So maybe that is your favorite audiobook or a podcast or a new music playlist, or maybe you watch a Netflix series while you're walking on the treadmill, whatever it is, something that will make you look forward to those workouts. Okay. With goal setting, set goals that are realistic. So instead of saying, I'm going to work out every single day, I'm going to track all my food every single day, I'm going to be in a calorie deficit all the time, whatever it is, set something realistic. So for workouts, maybe you commit to 2 or 3 and you just crush them and you work really hard and you have that feeling of accomplishment afterwards. Whereas if you had told yourself, I'm going to work out every day, when that doesn't happen and you work out 3 days, you feel like a failure because your goals were a little bit unrealistic, right? Travel and work tips. So if you travel a lot for work, try packing resistance bands with you. Or you can look at your hotel and see if there's a hotel gym. And also really focus on steps and getting a lot of water when you're traveling. That's going to go a long, long ways. And then my last tip here for really prioritizing your own wellness, fitness goals while having a family and a career is mindful eating. So when you're having those family dinners, slow down, put your phone away, enjoy the meals. This is going to really help reduce overeating, and it's going to help digestion too, because when you're distracted and you're scrolling your phone or you're doing something else while you're eating, it actually does impair digestion. Okay. So focus really on eating mindfully, and that's going to help. So hopefully this was helpful for you guys. Overarching ideas here. You don't need perfection. You need consistency. Okay. So focus on doing things that you can reliably be consistent with, even if those are small. A 20-minute walk, a couple lifting sessions, hitting protein at even 2 of your 3 meals. Look at what you're doing now and try to do a little bit more, but put some hard boundaries around those non-negotiables, because you know that doing things for yourself is going to help you show up better for those people that need you. So taking care of yourself is taking care of your family. All right. So hopefully that was helpful for you guys. Let me know on social media. I would love to chat more with you about this topic, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.